get the notification disgust, and I'm gonna love it. Because I feel like I'm gonna get a message when that happens.
It's not Nikolai, is it?
Mm-mm. That's all somebody else. I don't even think Nikolai knows I stream.
Since I know that you're going to be absolutely slaughtering my time here, I'm just going to make a joint.
I mean, it depends. What car are you running?
The Gara R is the best I've got for the hypers at the moment, and I'm still not even at 320 performance level, let alone all legendary parts.
Well, oh, what's up? I think I can go buy the car.
Got the Gara R.
Yep.
Don't worry about it, dude. If we're running this, and then one more race, and I can afford the Jesco you guys were saying was pretty good for this run.
It's a fun car to drive.
Or
yes.
what would you say is the best hyper for this one?
To be honest, the Devo works well. If you use the Veneno or the Carrera, they both work too well.
The Porsche Carrera.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, let me get set into the right difficulty, because if we're running
Why do I have three freaking book bags just surrounding me? Personally, I think once you get like the route down, you can make one of the cars work for you.
Okay.
Because the car that I was using to keep up with like Nikolai and everything was the Zonda, and I think that's like the second hypercar there is. Yeah, it's the second one. And the Agera is just a smidge faster, so yeah. Or at least for me it is.
I mean, I got the Agera because one of my buddies was running it legit, and he bought a stock Agera, and it absolutely fucking spanked the shit out of the Ferrari Speciale I was driving.
Oh yeah.
Like, stock Agera, I realised after I bought my Agera why, because its stock fucking performance level's 281, and at the time my Ferrari was only like 250. But yeah, I got the Agera and haven't looked back. I really enjoyed driving the Agera.
When I was first playing the game and somebody was showing me New York, they were like, don't just get the first car you see, go for the car that you want. And I was like, okay, well, screw it, I'm gonna take the Agera.
Keeps telling me you're declining, buddy. Are you picking a car?
Every time I'm trying to accept it, it just goes away like you're canceling it.
There we go.
This isn't the car I want to be in, but okay. Let's see how this goes down. I'm in a Veneno.
Cool.
I don't know why he keeps throwing me in this. It's not my best car.
Have you set it as your car that appears in your home when you go to?
No. I have my Huayra or my Zonda set as that. The people, when I first did this race and I had the Agera, they said to get this car and they sent me a setup for it. And oh my god, this thing was freaking insane on the track.
Nice.
I don't have the tune anymore, but I think this car might still be good. Guess I'll find out this race.
It's just a setback. Can you make sure it's a temporary one?
Yes. Look at me,
Feel
last
free to
place.
just run this home. Don't wait for me.
Blood.
Don't worry about
What's
taking the
up?
track, dude. I'm just here for the fucking speed of it.
Oh my god. This is gonna be terrible. I can tell right now.
Is it a bit slow, is it?
Slow, and then the grip is, like, iffy. It's giving me the same problem I had with the Aventador when I first drove it. It's like if you turn, so you know how when you turn one way, sometimes your car can hit like 2 wheels or lose a wheel off?
Yeah.
The second I try and correct it, it like
It
catches
grips,
all the
throws you
grip.
the other way?
Yeah. And
Yeah.
then continuously fishtailing until it decides, let's yeet ourselves off the side of the road.
I've only just managed to learn how to stop doing that in the Agera.
Yeah, you kind of like
And I
have
love
to
how
let it
different
go.
cars you really need to drive with. Yeah.
Said that the solution for that is with your suspension ARB, I think, with the rebound. I think they said like putting it towards the middle helps like negate it kind of.
Okay. I'm the sort of person that'll drive the shit out of a car and learn how to not make it happen if I can. Like my Agera still does it, but as I say, I learned how to kind of just let it happen or dab the brake quite hard for a second or two. Works quite well on the Agera as well.
That's crazy. I don't think I've ever thought to like just hit the brake.
Yeah. As soon as it starts to go dab the brake and it slows you down to a more controllable level.
Right.
And when I say like brake hard, don't just like feather the trigger.
Oh no, you gotta like fully commit.
Yeah, like you're gonna hit a hairpin, and yeah, okay, you might lose 40 miles an hour, you might lose 100 miles an hour.
Yeah, but it's better than like going to a complete stop.
And being dead.
Right.
Yeah.
Pulling on Nikolai.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I don't think I've ever. It's been a while since I've made anybody mess up that hard.
That was funny, man. He was salty, but in like a friendly salty way, not like a fuck you asshole way.
He came off like that, but I could tell he was like, he was more hurt about it.
Like, yeah.
So what I do, if I'm behind somebody, I can follow them and like ride their bumper until they mess up. Or I can pass them. I was in front of him and he was slipstreaming me, and I noticed that every time he slipstreamed, he tried to make a pass on the side. Normally, as a respectable racer, and for both of us, we'll let him happen, right? Because I know he'll pass me, I'll slipstream him, and we'll keep going.
Yeah.
I don't know what overcame me when he was slipstreaming. I noticed his dot getting closer, and I was like, well, what if I just cut him off? Now he knows as fast as we're going, he has to full step on the gas, stay off the brake, and boost. And that's what he did.
Yeah.
Included with the slipstream. So me cutting him off, he didn't have time to react or think hit the brake.
He was committed. Yep.
He continues to move that way because he thinks I just slid over a bit. And by the time he realized what happened, his car's already in the air. Or the tree in this case.
Man. I bet it was fucking beautiful to see.
That's the worst part. I didn't see it either. So, with the music playing and like the party chat going and everything, I heard the engine right behind me for a split second, saw like the front end of his car, and then it was gone. And then You hear Nikolai with the fury of 1,000 racers, of 1,000 Maldonados, or just pure pain out of his voice.
Yeah. I had a good one earlier. I was running with a random dude that I met, and you know, sometimes you just know you're gonna crash. There's nothing you can do about it. But
Right, you just gotta accept it.
tense up.
Right.
Yeah, you're like, ah, shit. I had such a good run. It was like this close with a guy the whole, and I was ahead by maybe a second and a half, and I was running into a barrier. I felt it in my goddamn kidneys, dude. I felt that crash. We were having
That
like a bit of
moment
back
when
and
you
forth.
hit from 300 to 0.
Yeah. Yep.
Freaking G-force so hard it hits you through the screen.
Yep. Felt like I'd went 3 rounds with Mike Tyson and my kidneys were the only target.
I think what's worse, and what hurt him even more, is that after freaking hitting him with the world's nastiest cutoff at like 260,
Yeah.
I kept doing it later on. And yeah, to pour salt in the wound and add insult to injury. Every time he came up behind me, and the only time I wouldn't cut him off is when I saw a car coming and I knew the car was gonna cut him off.
Proper troll racing.
Oh yeah. Cause the way I race, if I know we're an even match or I know I can't win out of speed alone, I'm just gonna play mind games with you until I win.
Like it?
Oh, it's the best.
Okay, so far I'm getting a half decent run. I'm only 48 seconds behind you at the moment.
Like,
And Farmer John hasn't phoned yet.
if you really wanna like get a kick out of some of the races, especially in like PvP events, take a slow car and then make it faster than a car that's really well known.
Yeah.
My F-150 Raptor and my Silverado, I don't know why. They probably aren't pretty good at high speeds as their pickup trucks. But the Huracan can't fight.
What,
So-
like a drag?
So my F-150, when I maxed it out, I think I might have had a tune on it, I don't know. I was doing pulls on a Huracan.
Nice.
I realized in some PvP events that I was taking off faster than the Huracan was. And what happens is when you have people who have faster cars start getting shown up by somebody, especially with a slower car, they rage and they start to lose it. They either question the car, question themselves, or they start frantically making a lot of mistakes trying to pass back. In which the slower car, where the person can have more control because it's slower and they're calm, they can continue to keep going, and that's what's going to keep them in front. So my F-150, it slides like a drift car, and top speed it struggles over 160, I think. But because they were so anxious to get back in front of me, and we're in a city setting, they're continuously crashing and stuff. And I'm just like, well, if I hold the racing line, I'm fine. So I beat out like 3 Huracans in another car.
Nice.
Then this kid made my day. I didn't want to play with him. It was a random I met. He invites me into a party, into a crew, adds me and everything, and I'm like, oh, well, crap, okay. So I have the $500,000 Suzuki bike. I beat him in it when we were just randomly driving. We go to an abandoned oval track. He pulls out the AMG GT. I pull out my Ford GT because it's kind of undefeated right now, except by like maybe a couple Ferraris and I think a Gallardo.
Yeah.
But I can put up fights. I beat him in that. So he pulls out the Huracan, and he says, "Get out your Ford GT, because it's too fast." And I'm like, "You would have a better chance beating that than some of my other cars." Now, my Ford F-150 isn't maxed at the moment, so I can't do that. I'm like, well, I got a maxed out Silverado that I haven't tested yet. So, I pull it out, and this kid starts boasting. I mean, he starts going off. He's like, "Oh, I'm gonna win. There's no way you're gonna beat me in that truck." And I'm like, "Oh, ha ha ha, funny." I honestly didn't expect to win. I just wanted to test the truck.
Yeah.
So,
please tell me you gapped in like 10 seconds or some shit.
Oval 1, right? We're hitting turn 1. He pulls on me. I'm like, yeah, I kind of expected this to happen. Then I boost, and I take the inside line, and I pass him before we're halfway through the turn. And this kid so freaking rages. I mean, cannot understand why this pickup is outdoing his Huracan. We don't even make it past the first turn. He deletes me. I'm pretty sure I'm blocked. Leaves the party and the crew. I freaking died laughing. That made my entire day.
Look at that.
I mean, Jesus. He couldn't even make it past the first half of the oval. And that's where, like, the mind thing comes into play. My truck isn't gonna beat him in anything past a certain speed.
Yeah.
He doesn't think that.
And he gave up early.
Right. A lot of people don't think that. They're not like, "Oh, when we hit a certain speed, his car's gonna redline and my car's gonna keep going." It's, no, he's in front of me or he's keeping up with me. What do I do?
Yeah.
Like, my...
See, when I come up against other cars like that, it's like, oh shit, how's he done that? I want to get that car and try and find out.
Oh, yeah.
That's the way I think when I see that shit. Like, when you guys were mentioning Jesko and the... Not the Chiron, what's the Bugatti you mentioned as well?
The Devo?
That's the one. You know, and I'm sitting going, well,
right.
You know, I've seen how much faster the Agera was in my Ferrari, and these guys are spanking my time. I want to do that.
Right. Well, what we want to do, or at least what I want to do, is when people say like their car's not fast or it's not hitting it like it's supposed to, I want to take their car, like I would take your Ferrari, and I want to see the best that I can do with it, and see if I can get it any faster. Because if that's the case, we can hone your track ability first, and then we can work on getting you a faster car if that's what needs to happen.
That's what I tend to do, dude. I got the Ferrari to the point that I could do the normal version of this race and win it.
Right.
And then I went out and just grinded the cash to get the Agera because of how much higher the base performance level was than the Agera. I was going to sell for the Ferrari. But then I figured, fuck it, if I can afford the Agera and I know it's better than where my Ferrari's at, then why don't I do that and go for the higher difficulties and get better parts while I'm at it?
Right. I mean, if you really
so then I just learned to do the Agera. And
one of the best things to do, and I'm actually surprised I didn't think of it earlier than my friend told me, he was like, well, go to the leaderboards, go to like the top scores and see what cars they used. Then all you gotta do from there is a matter of tuning and then skill.
Yep.
And I mean, some cars might be like obviously the answer, but you don't see it at first, and then some cars are bull. Like the drift world records, people set them in the Z4 and the RX-7. I can kind of see the RX-7. It's used a lot more than I'd like it to be, but it's used for a reason.
It's one of the drift world most loved though, and that Wankel engine for drifting. The higher your rev count gets, the more ponies you get on the wheels.
Right.
It's almost like perfect for drifting in the real world sense.
Because you have things like S2000s that exist with much higher RPM ranges than any rotary has ever hit.
Yep. I love an S2000, dude. That's my street car go-to. I got that purely because I love the car. I ain't worried about times. I ain't worried about. I will run that S2000 against anything, and I will have a good time, kind of thing. Not, I don't care about winning in it. It looks good. It feels good. I enjoy it.
That's how you gotta roll. But
I mean,
that
if
and then
there's
the
like
Z4.
cars, yeah.
I don't know why the Z4 or how that became. Yeah, that's one of the other cars people set a lot of records with.
I think that might have something to do with the fact, naturally, I'm guessing anyway, that it's turboed in a weird way, that it gives a shitload of ponies at the higher end more than it should in real life.
Maybe.
So maybe they tried to add that in the game. Because rather than it being the way most cars end up getting turboed for high-end revs is a big turbo, where you get a shitload of turbo lag.
Right.
So normally what you do is you counter it with a small turbo, so the small turbo spins the bigger one quicker. Simple to understand, but the Beamer has it's twin turboed, but it's a big turbo into a little turbo.
Right. I think that's a bi-turbo setup.
Yeah.
Or sequential turbo, one of those.
Pretty sure it's bi, and Beamer engines are really nice as well, thinking about it. For piston engines, they're good engines.
And then this is where you start losing people. Because you got some people who are like, well then why doesn't the Koenigsegg one of the better drift cars? It comes stock twin turboed with a V8 engine. And my response is, well, yeah, it's a great car with 2 turbos and a V8, but you forget it is also a car that can still hit 260 while stock. And it will hit 260 whether you want it to or not.
Yep.
It's not a matter of grip, it's a matter of like power. That car is made for downforce.
And there's a lot of tech in it as well to stop the wheel spinning. I mean,
right.
Okay, arguably you can just take that tech out. It's easy enough to do in the sense of if you know a vehicle, you know how to take out a sensor essentially.
Right. Like with a Lamborghini with their Huracans, they're all-wheel drive. When people wanted to drift them, they either had to put it on a rear-wheel drive chassis or disable the front wheels. And then that's what eventually led to Lamborghini just releasing a rear-wheel drive Huracan. It was even in a hyperdrive.
I would never go drifting in a car.
Yeah, there are too many people who oppose, and that's a problem for me. But I mean, to each their own, I guess.
I mean, in like real world sense, not in the. If it's a good drift car and I can drive it and enjoy it, I'll still fucking use it. And I plan on getting every car eventually. So.
A drifter by the name of Mad Mike Widette, who, first off, is sponsored by Mazda and Red Bull. He drives under them at least. And he loves the rotary, big fan of the rotary. MX-5, RX-7, old and new. And I believe he also has an RX-8. And drifts them to the death. It's beautiful watching this man drift. And then he got a Huracan. And he made a drift Huracan. Unveiled it at the Goodwood Festival of Speed. And I'm like, weird. Especially for you, but okay. A Liberty Walk Huracan. And he made it look good. And I was like, okay, well, I guess I'll accept. I'll get over my pride and we'll move on.
Yeah.
But there's somebody who passes up him. Daigo Saito. I think I'm saying his name. It's either Daigo or Daka. I think it's Daigo.
Is that the older dude?
He is a bit older. I think you might be thinking of Yoshihara.
Yep,
it's like
that's
the Drift King. Yep.
Yeah.
But Saito, and you can look it up, it's on Monster Energy Drift Battles. He drifts a Murcielago. Or Murcielago in some countries, I guess.
Nice.
And people said that that couldn't be done. All-wheel drive car, V12 engine. I think either mid-engined or rear-engine. Probably mid-engine.
Mid for the Murcielago,
Yeah.
if I remember rightly.
Mid-engine V12. And he converted it to rear-wheel drive, and he drifts it. Drift the Mustang.
Nice.
Now that was
The
first.
only drift racer I really have seen anything of in a extensive way would be Ken Block, and I don't think he is a competitive drifter, but his gym kind of videos, you cannot argue that man can't.
Competitive racer, yes. Drifter, no. Because he does rallycross.
Yeah, I know he does the rally raid, rally cross. He occasionally does the car, but not as often anymore.
He made Gymkhana like famous, and it eventually turned into a sport, which maddens me a little bit that he is not like the leader of.
Yeah.
Crazy enough,
Yeah.
he
Gymkhana videos. Oof.
what
That's the whole reason I went and bought the Rally Focus RS.
what slightly irritates me is that him as a rallycross driver is not the leader of Gymkhana, but is beat by another rallycross driver and didn't make it to the finals, where the rallycross driver got to go against his son, who is 16, and also got into Gymkhana and made it to finals against his dad. And
Nice.
he also ended up in one of the Gymkhana videos.
Is that one of the newer ones? I think I've only seen up as far
yeah,
as...
I think
9.
it's 10. He's in 10.
Okay. I haven't seen 10 yet. I've seen
Oh,
as far
you
as
gotta
9.
see 10. You have to. Do you know about the Hunter truck?
Of those... I know about the Hunter truck. I have seen videos of it itself, like in the build process and shit, but I haven't actually seen him drive it. Is it the Unicorn that he drove at Pikes Peak, though?
Yes. And
Dude.
then, so that was Climbkhana 1, and then he took
Have you
the
seen
Hunter truck
when he
somewhere
takes
else.
the Unicorn? Have you seen where he takes the Unicorn to London for one of the Top Gear episodes?
Gymkhana 7.
Yep.
No,
It was also
7
in a
was,
Top Gear episode.
I think
so
7 was
those are-
LA. Also, yeah, I remember the Top Gear episode.
Fucking brilliant. The guy
think-
from Friends, Matt LeBlanc, his face the whole goddamn time. You knew he was shitting himself.
Oh yeah, imagine being in the car with Ken Block during one of the Gymkhana videos.
Yeah. Even if you are a gearhead, fucking the way he does it, like run moving shit and stuff, I'd still be shitting myself. Nikolai just came online.
I think what would be a nice little trivia for some of the kids who quote-unquote know Ken Block would be like, oh, what was Ken Block's like first Gymkhana car? If they say 4, throw him out of a window.
Yeah, because the Focus wasn't until 3, wasn't it?
Right. The first, I think it might have even been like 4. Cause like the first 2 to 3 he used Imprezas when he was first sponsored by Subaru, and then I think he switched over to Ford. And I think watching his like documentaries and his behind the scenes videos was like, Ford sent me this brand new Focus RS
Yep.
and we flipped it. I think like his cars have definitely been places. He says
yeah.
one of them, and I think they were all like a Focus variant actually. He says one of them got lost when they were shooting in Dubai, either Dubai or London. He says something happened to it and like it was just never found. It never made its way back to the States. And I'm like, wait, okay. One car, when they were doing a little 2-wheel drive thing, they said the driver who was known for driving two-wheel cars, was mainly he usually drove right-hand drive cars, and I'm like, I feel like that's something you guys should have noted or thought about before throwing him in a left-hand drive car. And when
Right.
he came down too hard, because the cars that he drives, they're like set up a bit more for doing that. He came down too hard and messed
Yeah.
up some of the suspension.
I can imagine that with the snapped coils and dampeners.
Oh yeah. So they ended up using an F-150 because that's easier to hold on two wheels than a Focus. Actually, I think it might actually be because it has a bit better suspension for it.
Especially for the landing.
Right. What else? So they were in Dubai, going through like the sand dunes and everything, and they already did all the recording. Or not one of the cars, they rode the car. So what happened was every time they were going over little sand patches and everything, and every time they had to retake it, it kept getting more aggressive and aggressive, and then when they finished recording, he was just goofing around. I guess he full sent it, and you know, the car rolled over.
Yep.
But best part about having a team, especially one originated in rallycross, is that they're used to doing repairs and stuff like this out in the middle of freaking nowhere. So they got it back up and running just fine, which is amazing.
I'd fucking love to get back into doing mechanic work, dude.
I'm going to school for it.
Nice.
Yeah. If I had like an option,
British Army,
I would probably have a car set up either like a rally car or a drift car, where body wise, if something gets damaged, it'll either just come off or I can just swap another one on there.
yeah. Basically lightweight plastic.
Right. And
Nice
then
and
like
cheap to
I can focus more money on every once in a while maybe needing new body parts, like as far as the exterior goes, and then focus more money on the hull or like the actual car, maybe even a roll cage or stronger bodywork, so that way even if it is like just lightweight plastic, I'll still be safe. If anyone does crash into me, they won't have as much to worry about unless they make it through the plastic into the car. Then they will have something to worry about.
big heavy duty roll cage with red.
A big heavy duty roll cage, I'm talking like, I don't want to say carbon fiber because I know for certain that's a lot of money. But like, yeah, because Koenigsegg talks about how much it is to like make their cars.
Yep.
And it's painful to watch them like crash test them and everything, but I know they have to.
That's why a lot of the time for rally driving they do just use lightweight plastic compound.
Yep, because it's easier to replace.
Yep.
And that way
cheaper.
They can.
What do you think?
Yep, it's cheaper and more lightweight.
I don't know the numbers. Yeah, I don't know the numbers, but say a full front end in carbon fiber costs a car 30 grand.
Oh yeah.
For something small, well, say a Focus, and then the plastic you'd maybe be able to do it for a couple of hundred.
Right.
And if it's shit, you know that's going to get broken. You know, like the front and rear arches would probably get buckled out.
Right.
Likely it'd probably be snapping skirts, front bumper, back bumper. You know, you're not like.
If you have a wing, then maybe the wing
fiber.
might go depending on what you're driving with.
Yeah. Okay, I've definitely got better. Or you had a slow run.
Yeah, my run was a bit slower too. But I think to keep it under 30 minutes, even with a car for my first time with it, I think I still did pretty decent. I had a couple of mishaps with like that fishtailing thing. But outside of that, with a proper tune, I could probably get this car to hit a 28.
Nice. I was just shy of getting 90% there though.
I wanted to recreate some of I favor Monster and Red Bull, not because I just like their drinks and everything, but because like their videos and everything, it's just so out of the box, man.
Yep.
I've tried to recreate some of the stuff on here by myself and with other people, but it gets difficult finding the people who can do this stuff and people who want to, at least.
I'm always down for pissing about and trying out shit, dude. I really don't. You know, if no one's on, I'll just sit and free drive in my cars to try and learn how to get used to them a bit more and shit like that.
Oh yeah.
So I'm always down. I might not have the skill level. That'd be a different thing altogether.
Well, I mean, we can always
I'm down.
figure something out. But we don't necessarily have to have like, especially for the recreations, I wouldn't need you to have skill. Like we can actually just keep on doing it until we luck out, or like make the situation where it'll be a bit less demanding as far as what we would have to do. Like when Ken Block does the mobile donuts, rolling donuts, like that
like
wouldn't be too much to do, but it still requires like a certain amount of skill from both the drifter and whoever he's drifting around.
Yeah. Sure.
So like yeah, we would take something like that and tweak it a bit.
I know I'm not the best at drifting, so I'd definitely be down for being the guy doing the rolling, though.
Well, I mean, I'm a decent drifter. I could show you some things if you want, and we could always practice, fool around, and get some parts.
I've got arthritis in my hands, and the feathering the brakes, feathering the accelerator a lot really fucks up my hands, and how quickly I have to put the controller down.
Right.
So I kind of try to avoid it a little bit, so I never really get the practice in to be getting better at it. I did do a quick little run tonight though, and managed to finally get a score of 100,000 on Terminal D.
And with something like that, I definitely wouldn't like push you to do that or anything, because I know that can possibly be worse as they go on.
Mine's just wear and tear on my hands from fighting, martial arts. Okay, just being a twat when I was younger. Like when I got angry, I'd punch walls.
Oh man, me and you get along just fine.
Yeah,
I started buying
I used to be a
gloves.
skater, and yep, I started buying mountain bikers gloves for downhill with the carbon fiber knuckles. But it was like carbon fiber alloy over a metal or some shit.
So that way, when you hit it, it doesn't like completely mess up your hand. But exactly all it really did was that make it so you could keep punching it, and then by the time it did mess up your hand, you were like 20 minutes into the wall.
Yeah.
Yep.
Halfway through the wall, but completely fucking knackered, so you weren't punching nearly as hard, so your hands weren't getting as mashed.
Right. You were just punching for a longer period of time.
Yep.
Yep. We know this pain. This is a shared pain.
Yeah, I used to do that. I used to fight bare knuckle when I was homeless just to get money for food. And then when I went into the military, I was doing boxing and stuff like that, but I didn't wrap my hands properly for the first few months.
Right.
So my knuckles weren't as protected as they should have been.
My problem with punching walls is that I do it like out of habit now, as opposed to out of anger. So when I throw punches, my punches aren't like hard hitting, but my knuckles hurt like freaking razors.
Yep.
So like the contact will hurt you more than like actual impact.
Yeah.
Which I mean is great for like first instances, or like the way I do things, because as opposed to blocking, I would rather punch someone punching at me.
Yep.
Because I'm like,
step
well,
into it as well,
I got
so
I got a higher pain tolerance, and what's gonna happen is the way you hit me, you're gonna hurt more and tire out before I do. So I'm just gonna outlast you.
Nikolai's in another party. Do you want to jump in there?
Let's do it.
Sweet. I'll see you over there, buddy.
Bet. His palms are sweaty, knees are weak, arms are heavy. There's vomit on his sweater already. Mom's
Something about her fanny being sweaty. I'm sure that's the next line, right?
Yeah, that's pretty much how it goes. You got it down.
Sweet.
Hey, Nikolai, have you recovered? From that, from the, tree? Amnesia.
You must have hit it harder than we
nice.
thought.
Well, let's run the race again. Maybe I can jog your memory. Oh, I just bought the Agera too.
Nice.
I freaking forgot how we set up the cars. I think like I can kind of remember the tune that we were using, but I'm not sure. Ah, yes. Nothing I love more than ricing out a Koenigsegg. Spending $15,000 on a carbon fiber hood that's probably already carbon fiber. 7,000 on a carbon fiber bumper with canards. Carbon fiber wheels. Ooh, more carbon fiber on that. Yes, widen that carbon fiber. I don't know if I'm actually adding weight or lessening it at this point. The only problem with straight carbon fiber mods.
Let me know when you're ready, Slim.
I'm afraid to run the Agera right now. I'm gonna run it when I get like either more parts or something else. I'm gonna probably make like a loot finder thing for this. You know what? No, I want a speed run out of it. I'm gonna make a nitro chemist. I gotta grind for a couple more parts though. Dang it, you're ready if we say you're ready.
I don't recall asking if you were ready, good sir.
I think he's ready.
Yep, let's go.
I'm gonna take my Selena 7.
What?
Are you seeing things now? Jesus.
Slim, why are you declining?
I mean, probably because I was already like in the event. Like when it teleported me, I was inside the garage.
Nice.
It sucks that they make it so you can't listen to music while you're like in you're streaming.
Oh, on Twitch.
On Twitch and
on
YouTube.
Spotify
Yeah.
and shit, sorry.
It's like you can't use Spotify and I'm like, well, dang it, you're defeating the purpose. And I freaking left my phone at work, so I can't like go back. Hey, you broke rank of K. Somebody's 1,000. I'm going to make it a priority to take that share on and trash it. It is my job as a Koenigsegg enthusiast to trash any and every Bugatti.
A sweet ride.
Oh,
isn't
Ira.
it?
So Nikolai's trying to die. Oh crap, dude, I don't think I can actually do this again.
Why not?
If Nikolai is in front of me, I don't think, unless I slipstream him. Because I don't have like the nitrous to just pass him up like usual. So unless he starts like messing up or something, I don't know. Yeah, you know, you could feel like getting high today and, you know, tree. Don't you just love when like the freaking cars? Oh yeah, you know, cause a car just decides to start backing up onto the highway.
Oh, it's the one that I hit, dude.
Yeah, I was driving and it like started backing up, and I'm like, for what? Oy vey. If Nikolai gets it handed to him by a Bugatti, I'm laughing. You know what would be a very amusing time? Morgan Freeman reading Eminem lyrics.
I can attest how funny that is, because one of the guys I played with Warframe with sounds a spit double of a young Morgan Freeman.
Oh man. His palms are sweaty, knees weak, arms are heavy, and there is vomit on his sweater already. Mom's spaghetti. He is nervous, but on the surface he looks calm and ready to drop bombs. But he keeps... I'm going to make this a children's book, I swear to God.
David Attenborough singing fucking DMX. X, gonna give it to you. Gonna give it to you.
Oh my God.
X, gonna deliver it to you.
Oh no! I would cry. I cannot. Oh my God, I would cry.
Where the hood? Where the hood? Where the hood at?
I used to do this crap. I used to do that crap when I wanted to mess up my team in Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang. I wouldn't even know the rest of the words. I just keep going.
Is he talking about Prada?
Spent 40 rocks on a new chain.
I used to love doing it with pop songs, but putting on like a really strong southern Scottish accent and just speaking the lyrics rather than singing them. I don't know if you guys, do you guys have Robbie Williams over there?
I don't think so.
Like back in the day. He's got this one song, it's called Angels, and he sings it like fucking, you know, beautiful ex-boy band member kind of voice.
Right.
I'd be sitting there like, I'd just randomly sit there and be like, I sit and wait, does an angel contemplate my fate? And do they know the places where we go when we're grey and old? And yeah, same effect. If you knew who he was and how the songs were sounding, that was pretty funny. Especially English people for some reason.
I'm beginning to feel like a rap god. Rap god. All my people, from the front to the back, nod. Back, nod. Now who thinks their arms are long enough to slap box? And they said I rap like a robot, so please call me rap bot. But for me to rap like a computer, it must be in my genes. I have a laptop in my back pocket. My pen will go off when I have cock it. I got the fat knot from that rap profit. Made a living and a killing off of it. Ever since Bill Clinton was still in office, with Monica Lewinsky filling on his nutsack, I'm an MC still as honest. But as rude and as indecent as all. Syllables killaholic, kill 'em all with. This libbity dibbity hibbity hip hop. You don't really want to get into another match with this rappity rap packing a mac in the back of the yak. Backpack crap rap yap yakety yak. Now at the exact same time, I attempt these lyrical acrobat stunts, and while I'm practicing that, I'll still be able to break another effing table over that. No, I can't do it. What? The freaking Bugatti just drove through me, man. What the heck?
Good effort.
Oh, crap. Nicholas. I forgot he was up here. Hey, Bugatti, I might have to use you, mate. Hey, you know what? No, I might catch up to him. I don't think he can go that fast. I just hit 307 hitting that straight.
Nice.
You are just not winning in this passing game, are you? I'm surprised this game doesn't have cars like the Hennessy Venom or like the SSC Ultimate Arrow. Seems like the type of game to have them, especially if they're gonna have stuff like the Celine S7.
Come out at a later date.
Possibly. That was attempted manslaughter, mate. Like attempted vehicular manslaughter. And then that was karma.
Nope. I just
Yep.
killed Karen and her 5 kids.
I just watched Nikolai do the same thing.
I'm gonna have to make a stop to the morgue, guys.
Bring back some of Farmer Jim's corn.
No, Farmer John's not home today. Might
Oh.
stop by and shag his wife, though.
Was he in the car? Did you hit him for making you get all the corn from yesterday? Are we witnesses now? Is this your testimony?
No.
I'd like to list Nikolai as an accomplice.
I'm back in and just kicked you, Slim.
Are you kidding me?
Nope.
It said waiting for you, and then it kicked me from the event. Oy vey, I just love it.
I'm the host, I'm an I.
Yep. Internet connection quality is currently not sufficient enough to broadcast gameplay.
And Nick, I've been practicing like I'm beating this scrub Slim Shady already.
Wow. Okay.
Not even in a max performance car, and I'm sitting here in third. He's in what, eighth? Yeah, what a scrub.
It would be a shame if I were to beat you in a stock of Garen now, wouldn't it?
I don't know. Would it?
One
Because I
way to
mean, that's
find
pretty
out.
much what I'm running at the minute. Is a stock of Gara compared to what you guys are running.
How about I stock out my MC12 and then I run the same race?
I think you should do it in a Ferrari Special.
Sounds like a challenge.
Running it legit.
Straight to the track. I'd be down for it. The 458?
Yeah, the 458 Special.
I'm 200 grand short.
If you hadn't been kicked from this, you would have enough.
Yeah.
Oof.
I'm gonna
Big
just do a bunch of drift events. Where are my bloody tamales? ¿Dónde están mis tamales? Hey. Nope, that's not a tamale, that's a burrito. Dicen por ahí que ya no va el igual que me vieron perderle el licor. Dicen para que me debo cuidar que se nota cascando dolor. Oh, you wanna hear some Spanish culture? Despacito.
Have you ever seen the Key of Awesome spoof version of that?
I'm afraid to. I haven't
you,
seen it, but like I'm afraid to now.
They do comedy spoofs of pop songs.
I think I saw the one they did for Bruno
Swift and
Mars.
stuff. Yeah. They take the utter piss out of Taylor Swift though.
That moment when the Acura NSX becomes your new favorite drift car? Well, I would hope not. I can see that obstructing your view from the road, you know. You know the problem with cars having rev limiters? That they have rev limiters, man. You know how high cars would be revving if they weren't limited?
Do you know how high your pistons would be going if that was the case?
Look, man, nothing
Fuck,
wrong
imagine
with
throwing a
putting a rod into the
400,000
atmosphere
revs.
per second.
You'd only be allowed to drive at like certain times of day so you didn't hit the fucking International Space Station. Fucking terrorists doing drive-bys at airports and shit, just sitting on the fucking end of the runway revving the fuck out of an old truck. Running a 6-cylinder into death of it every
I
time
said
a
to
plane
hit
runs
the
over
top,
the
we gotta go through Ken block, not the engine block.
Right?
You're unstoppable. record is yours.
God, imagine the turbos you would need to really get full effect, though.
Well, heck, I mean,
Supers wouldn't be
Bugatti
so
already
bad.
has 4 of them, just like retard the timing and then boom. Either
Might
retard
need
or
to
advance
retard
the
the
timing.
pistons too, so they don't
Retard
blow
the
up.
piston.
And it's all thanks to
All
you.
16 of them.
Mm.
What is the process of retarding 16 pistons in a car with 4 turbos?
Removing them and hoping for the best.
Removing them. And then putting them all into different parts of the atmosphere at the same time.
Shit. You never want to drive by a fucking Bugatti ever again. Just in the fear that it would fucking shotgun you with its pistons.
You just tape flashing lights to it and watch the fireworks go.
Right?
Freaking 4th of July, just shooting pistons up into the atmosphere.
Suddenly, Bugatti's the fucking richest company in the goddamn world because NASA's using its engines to find new ways to power their spaceships.
Man. Initiating engine knock 1.
Houston, we have a problem. The engine's running smoothly.
Engage NOS boost. Ah, there we go. We should be blowing cylinder 12 any minute now.
Astronauts, to prepare to have your asshole come out the top of your head. In 3, 2.
Oh. Oh my god, no, I pictured that. I'm freaking scarred now, man.
Oh, if you think that's bad, wait till I get to know you a bit more.
Oh, jeez.
Got to dip the toe in the water and
Wait.
see how cold it is first, right?
Jack, don't do it. I'm sorry, but I'm done with this cruel world. Rev up the engine.
Nirvana would have a very different band backstory if that worked.
Oh, man. Bugatti would have a
still
freaking
running.
different backstory. Oh, dude, you know how when you break the sound barrier, you get the sonic boom?
Mm.
What if every time you broke the sound barrier, randomly, a car just sends a piston up into the atmosphere? And there's no way to tell which one it is.
You'd be wondering if you'd hit the sonic boom or it was just the engine going to fuck.
Right.
Boom. What speed are we doing?
The air show. You got like 10 planes all right next to each other. They all hit it. And then they all start going down. Yes. Because if there's anything I love more than going straight in a drag race, it's going straight into the dirt on one side, the other side, and then hitting a rock and doing a backflip. Yes.
Sounds beautiful.
Yep, especially when the Mustang's the car you do it with. I couldn't see a more adequate car.
You good, Nikolai? You just slam thick.
And then did it again. Oh my god. How do you think I felt watching your car hit a tree and then stopping? I probably should have picked a different race. Because these freaking turns are gonna murder me. I like how people keep coming into the stream and then leaving and then coming in and then leaving. Yeah, mate. Been streaming since like before I came into the party. Yep. All your secrets are now leaked onto the internet. Congratulations. They will be gifted to Father Anonymous.
Oh, sweet. Now I don't need to hang out around you guys to find out your secrets anymore. Bye.
Yeah.
And that
Can I
Slim Shady
change
scrub was pissing me off too much,
sensitivity?
Nikolai. I had to leave.
And then I followed him. Yes. Are you Wankers finished with the race? Is anybody close to the finish?
Should be about, we're 20 minutes in now. Just about to go at 21 minutes. I'm at 61% and they're over 2 minutes ahead of me at the minute as well. So. I imagine maybe a 27.
Hello to the 2 people watching me stream. Everybody say hi to the viewers.
Hi to the viewers.
Hey.
What's up for dick pics?
Low key, I should do that. I feel like, why do I feel like I would actually get more subscribers out of that?
Depends whose dick pics you're sending. If they're yours, you're screwed.
Uh-huh. Well, I think that's the point. I think that's what I want to be. I mean, I could pick like, I don't know, maybe Nikolai's or something. Then get a world record for having the world's tiniest microscope.
No response. I think he's fully committed right now.
Nothing.
We'll get back to you in 5 minutes when we finish the race, yeah?
Alright.
Please leave your message at the beep.
Beep.
Those are good news. The black battery's not included.
Wait, please leave a voicemail after the beep. Beep not included.
Beep's included, but it's 5 minutes after, so you never get any messages.
Oh no, this is EA. Pay $5.99 to hear the beep.
Please spend $3.99 to actually leave the message after the beep.
$12.99 for each additional second after the beep. And enjoy your monthly subscription to voicemail.
And a double paywall after 20 seconds of the beep.
And this just in, we have a sale. Everything is 50% more.
To re-record your message, press 1.
And pay
But
$20.
To press 1, you'll now have to pay $20 to get the button.
And then pay
$3
another
for us to
100.
process it.
Pay $100 for 20 packs. And with the packs, you have a chance. Yes, that is right. A chance of getting the button. The chances are 1 in 1,000 though, so happy spending.
Congratulations, you've now subscribed for your first number on your phone to be able to play this game.
Congratulations on life. Why is the government actually EA? Like you're born and then at 18 you just get this subscription to life.
Yeah, man.
And
First
then
18
taxes.
years is the free trial.
Yep. And then the rest of your life. Happy subscription. Every 4 years, you get to decide your game plan.
That's essentially what it is, isn't it? Taxes are just your fucking subscription for whatever nationality you are.
Right. Insurance is in-game purchases.
Yeah.
Children are extra lives.
Respawn.
Have the child offs themselves. Respawn. Tactical insertion. Oh my god. No, the process of having children requires a tactical insertion. And then 9 months later you respawn. Oh no. Oh my god, I'm actually losing the energy to drive, but I know an energy drink will probably give me a heart attack right now.
That's all good. Just take a Viagra with the energy drink, you'll be fine.
I'm sorry, mate, but I'm missing that first part there. I mean, unless you feel free to, like, teleport me one real quick.
See, unfortunately, I've got the pills, but I don't have a teleport machine.
Right.
You got a teleport machine, and if you send it over to me, I'll send you the pill.
That. Well, all I have is the drink, but I don't have the pill.
I'll send you 4, you'll have a rager for days.
Oh, man. Chain smoke. How'd he die? He overdosed on Viagra. One might say he died hard.
He choked the chicken till he died.
Cock blocked.
Right into your will. I want to be buried in a block of concrete.
How about if you give a woman Viagra?
you find out if they're definitely a woman as far as this day and age goes.
Well, god dang, that's a pretty iffy way of finding out now, isn't it? I mean, I feel like you should just
Instead of
ask
roofies,
for,
the
like,
new
a
date rape
little-
drug is fucking Viagra.
I don't know if people would be mad or not about that. Like, look at me. Like, what am I gonna do now? I'm freaking hard.
Well, it depends. I mean, if you're in Thailand, it doesn't matter anyway, because you know what happens in Thailand stays in Thailand.
Oh, well. You know, no, it happens in Thailand, it stays in Thailand, and then it goes on the internet. What happens in America stays in America, goes to OnlyFans. I had one joke. I got in an Uber with somebody and they didn't know their Prius was electric. Or like a hybrid.
Probably didn't read the brochure.
I was telling them about like how their car is like an interesting hybrid and everything. And they were like, well, how do you know? I'm like, because I can hear the whine every time you take off. And they said, is it bad? And I'm like, mate, you've been hearing that whine either. There, if it was bad, then you have a bigger problem than what I know on your hands. Because I think the engine doesn't kick in until they go over like 20 or 30. And in the stop and go traffic, we never hit anything over 20 or 30. So you just hear a nice little wind up of the electric motor and then wind down and then it continues.
Nice and quiet then.
And you get like a number of people who just don't know about their car. I'm like, look, man, if you're gonna drive this thing, and I'm not, then you should have more of an understanding than a person who's not driving it.
Are you
And it's
guys at the
only
finish
fair.
line yet, Nikolai?
What percent?
I'm at 87. What the hell happened?
Did you land on a tree? I'm sure Nikolai's a good old buddy old pal. He'll carry me through New York with no repercussions. Or he'll remain silent. I might do PvP events just to go embarrass a kid or something.
Did you get anything from PvP?
Yeah, upgrades, mate.
Are they generally better than the PvE?
Essentially, yeah.
Right. I'll have to have a look into it.
I mean, it takes out, like, it essentially negates the effect of your icon points and your affixes, and you'd essentially be running a car as if it was running all maxed out green parts.
Okay.
So, as far as cars go, you kind of have a bit of an even chance. The most you can do to get like an edge on people would be tuning your car.
Okay.
Then from there you win the races, you get more upgrades, if not better upgrades, depending on your position and how many people are in the race and all that.
Okay.
Oh man. I need to freaking sleep. I am exhausted.
Oh, I know that feeling, dude. I'm starting to feel the same.
You know what would be the perfect time to go to sleep? When Nikolai's
Never.
at 99%. Don't you agree, Nikolai? Shouldn't we all just leave and go to sleep right when you're at 99%? Yep, and just go to sleep. Let's all get some shut-eye. I'm like actually very close to actually doing this. I have no reason to stay up. I can grind tomorrow. Yeah, I'm
Honestly.
going to do that. Yep. Night, fam.